That is, the previous commentaries are not all that clear, and they are not relevant to the needs of the time. So he said, Hazur should write a full and complete commentary. Please request the promised Messiah ﷺ that the previous commentaries are no longer relevant. Their time has passed. The promised Messiah ﷺ should please write a full commentary. So he said that I subsequently extended this request to him, who replied, Hafiz Sahib, in my view, the commentaries worth mentioning and requiring explanation for the present time, they have been explained by me already. If I or we write a full commentary, then it is possible there would be further critics in the future, in which case Allah the Almighty may appoint someone else to respond. So he said, I observed silence after hearing this, and Mistri Nizamuddin Sahib was also listening, who also kept quiet. He said slowly that commentaries of the Holy Quran will continue to be written according to the needs of the time. There is another narration by Khan Sahib Munshi Barkat Ali Sahib. He was the son of Muhammad Fazil Sahib and was an employee of the Directorate General India Medical Service. He was also Nazir Baitul Mal in Qadian. He took the Bayt, the Pledge of Allegiance, in 1901, and he met the promised Messiah ﷺ in the same year. He says that as far as I remember, I first heard about the promised Messiah ﷺ at the beginning of 1900, when by chance I happened to live in the neighborhood with some Ahmadis in Shimla. I began naturally asking questions to them about the claim of the promised Messiah ﷺ and the issue of the death of Jesus, peace be upon him. Although I would oppose them fiercely, but I would refrain from foul language, abuse and taunts. I did not believe in the concept of the death of Jesus, peace be upon him. Despite this, he says, I disagreed with mocking or taunting. Hazur says, this has always been the attitude of the opponents, not just today, that they stoop to abuse and using profane language. But this companion was righteous. I was always against mocking and abusing, he says. Slowly and gradually I became inclined towards this. I slowly started believing in these things. He says that the promised Messiah ﷺ was debating with Pir Meher Ali Shah Sahib in those days. Hazur emphasized that during the debate an Arabic commentary of the Holy Quran should be written, and that by drawing lots any chapter should be chosen and the candidate should write separate commentaries, because the Holy Quran claims that La yamassuhu illa al-mutahharun, that its truths and inner knowledge cannot be manifested upon a liar. In this way the truth or falsehood of the candidates can be discerned. In those very days a leaflet was published by Pir Sahib in which 24 points were alleged regarding the promised Messiah ﷺ, and it was stressed that the promised Messiah ﷺ was, God forbid, a heretic or outside the fold of Islam. Extracts from the promised Messiah ﷺ's writings had been copied and included throughout this leaflet. So he says that I would often look at the leaflets of both participants, because the writer was not yet Ahmadi but would observe the advertisements on both sides. Upon receiving the aforementioned advertisement by the non-Ahmadi, I requested the Ahmadis to provide me with the original book so I could compare myself. Upon comparing the texts, I learned that some extracts were correct. However, mostly they were placed out of context or altered to prove their own point. Hazur says that the same circumstances are visible today. The opponents have started a new campaign, where extracts are given from the writings of the promised Messiah ﷺ. They are copied, altered or inserted out of context and presented as pamphlets, or large posters or books are published, in which the Jamaat and the promised Messiah ﷺ are abused and profane language is used. Our program, Rahi Huda, and its website which is started, they are replying to these allegations. The actual source and the original book are presented so people can discover for themselves a reality. By the grace of Allah, through this, some people who are like this, they have started analyzing, and by Allah's grace, new beds, new initiations have resulted.